It's another one.
What is up, guys? It is your Shinigami Frost here with
GamezLogic and Lotus.
In this video, we're going to be doing a discussion over who the Akatsuki dude in Chapter 3 could be and his connection to Shin Uchiha. Alright, so what do you guys got to say?
I personally thought that the mask person behind the mask, I think he has a good connection to both Orochimaru and Shisui respectively. Maybe more closely related to Orochimaru since we know that Orochimaru has the Zetsu body, and we all know that Zetsu are made from Hashirama Senju cells, which is the first Hokage for all y'all niggas that don't know or are living under a rock like Patrick. That nigga can use wood style, and wood style is known as the strongest jutsu in all of Naruto. So basically, we've seen him use the wood style last chapter, and it kind of fits with Orochimaru now since he has that. And I think maybe the Sharingan can be explained from him, his experiences trying to capture Sasuke and Itachi respectively, and trying to get all their Uchiha abilities. So maybe he found some Uchiha DNA from one of his past laboratories, and he has that now. But I don't know what Kishi's going with that.
Okay, well, I think that makes sense. However, I know some people out there are saying that Shisui may have a connection to this new Akatsuki man, or maybe Shin Uchiha, but I don't think so, because Shisui was one of the Uchiha who didn't really like violence and stuff like that, and he didn't succumb to the curse of hatred. So I definitely, in my heart, I honestly believe that Shisui doesn't have a connection to Shin Uchiha and the Akatsuki man, but I do think that the Akatsuki man is possibly Orochimaru, though, like you said. But however, Kishi could be like having a surprise for us, though. It could be like an Uchiha who was out of the village during the massacre, though. Yeah. And they could actually still have the curse of hatred on their head and actually be trying to, you know, cause destruction and whatnot. But if you actually seen the dude's eye, though, it had like stitches and shit coming out of it. Yeah. Like it was like implanted there, or like he was created. And like you were saying, Evan or Lotus, Orochimaru was able to, like, I would say that with his Zetsu ability, since like he has a Zetsu body and he has wood jutsus and stuff like that, I would think that he would be able to at least create life or find ways to, I guess, replicate human beings or whatever. And I was thinking maybe he found a Sharingan from Tobi's old laboratory, because we know Orochimaru goes to that experimentation shit, as we've seen in one of them damn episodes with Kabuto. This nigga had a big ass underground fucking laboratory with all kinds of rats and spiders and shit in that shit. So, you know, that nigga could have some shit up his sleeve. But what do you think, Game?
Well, I think that it might have some connection with Shisui, because all the connections match up. But also at the same time, like you said, Shisui didn't suffer from the curse of hatred. So I'm thinking maybe they are just experiments. And also think about what that other guy in the Akatsuki could do. He could perceive perception through the mini Juki or whatever that thing was. So I'm thinking maybe it is like some kind of experiment. But maybe I'm wrong, because at the end they did want to do something with Sarada. Maybe like because they're imperfect Uchiha, they need her DNA since she's a legitimate Uchiha. So that's what I think so far.
Okay, that makes sense though, because you already know how, like, in real life they say that clones have like a lower life expectancy than actual original beings. Yeah. So that makes sense as to she might actually be an Uchiha. They might be Uchiha clones, and they need her DNA to, I guess, further enhance their abilities or increase their life expectancy. But I still believe that it's like a random Uchiha from another that was out of the village, though. Because I just don't think that Shisui is like has any connection to anything, I guess you could say, negative or evil. Yeah. Because he just seemed like he wanted to protect his Uchiha clan. But what if like this Akatsuki man is like an Uchiha clan ancestor, Like, what if he's like one of the older ones, like one of the really, really older ones, like maybe like around that age of like what if he's like an older Uchiha though?
You have a point. It wouldn't make
Like he could be like an Uchiha clan ancestor or some shit like that. But it's making like the way his eye looks though, like how it's stitched in there though. I already said earlier that he might be an experiment, and Lotus said it too though. But like, what if he's like an actual normal being though that was just implanted with like a Sharingan though? But like his ability, like he's like, since it's more farther into the future in this timeline now, what if like people are able to like design technology so where like the non-Uchihas can actually like use the Sharingan better?
Yeah. But I think if it really was like an ancestral like Uchiha, I think Madara or Hashirama would have sensed them, knowing how powerful they both are, or especially Hagoromo or Kaguya, since they were looking for chakra, and they would have probably sensed his ass anywhere in the world. So I think that's kind of unlikely if it was like an ancestor Uchiha, because they could have easily sensed his chakra, especially Naruto and Sasuke during the war. But hopefully we'll get more of an explanation. I think if it is Shisui, maybe they can like delve into why he's evil. That really doesn't make sense if it's Shisui, because Shisui was known to be a good guy, and I don't understand why he would try to become evil all of a sudden just because Itachi's dead.
Yeah, but I mean, another thing though that could actually help out people who actually like agree that Shisui is actually this Shin Uchiha, or maybe the well, I wouldn't say Shin, but the actual masked man or behind the Uchiha, the Akatsuki hoodie or whatever you call it, is because Kabuto said that he wasn't able to find Shisui's body when he was looking for people to resurrect with his reanimation jutsu. So that could mean that Shisui disappeared and then he just came back evil or some shit like that. If people want to add that on to their actual, I guess you could say, theory about it being Shisui though.
Exactly.
So anything else you guys want to talk about?
Well, so if theoretically, if they do get Sado, how would they go about it? Because normally, in the situation, they normally would want the eye of the Uchiha. So I wonder how they would go about taking the DNA just about blood sample. I don't know. It's all confusing so far. Like it needs more details to be further hinted or explained.
Okay, well, another thing that I was actually wondering about was this Uchiha boy, Shin. It seems that Naruto knows him though, because at the end of chapter 3, Naruto said Sharingan. He said it's you. So Naruto must know this person though. So that makes me think that it's a familiar chakra, because we all know Naruto is actually a formidable sensory ninja now. Yeah. With his bond with Kurama now and his sage mode, he knows how to recognize chakras, and he knows like the feeling and the temperatures they give off. But it seems that he knows Shin though. You see how he said it's you? When he said Sharingan, it's you. He was describing the boy. So it seems that he has to be maybe somebody. He has to be a familiar chakra though. Wouldn't you think so?
Yeah.
Well, if Naruto recognized him like right off the bat like that. I mean, and then again, with Naruto being Hokage, he has access to like
information,
a lot of information, like the fucking president and shit like that. So, so you know. So what do you think about that?
It could possibly happen. That could possibly be the thing, because Naruto can't sense chakra like that now.
Well,
and then, oh my bad. Go ahead.
If it is a familiar chakra, then that kind of rules out Shisui, because Naruto never met Shisui or sensed his chakra. So maybe it has to be either Orochimaru, or it's a character we never met that Naruto met behind the scenes.
But this character is irritating people's sense of chakra though, because remember in the chapter right before, we seen Sasuke look around. So Sasuke must know who this person is too. Do y'all remember in chapter 2? Like when it showed Sasuke like he was sensing something, and then like in the next panel we seen Shin, I think it was.
Yeah.
Hey, do you remember in the in Naruto chapter, in like Naruto Shippuden, in the last chapter when they were showing Sasuke walking through the forest and they showed everyone's kids, and then he was walking in the forest and you noticed he was being followed by something. So at that point it might have been Shin. So he probably did recognize, Sasuke probably can recognize the chakra too, maybe, with his Sharingan. But,
or maybe like he can, like you said, he recognizes the chakra as well.
Like, what if there are other Uchihas like this though?
That are still alive though, that survived the Uchiha clan massacre.
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense though, because I mean, just think about it. There were Uzumakis who survived the Uzumaki clan village destruction.
Yeah.
So there's always, and then there was the Otsutsuki people who we thought actually died off. Well, even though their clan diverged into the Uchiha, the Hyuga, and Senju, and etc. But there were still Otsutsuki, because remember, we don't know who Mitsuki is, but we assume that is what's his name again? Toneri. We assume that he's Toneri's son though.
Yeah.
And we didn't even know that Toneri was still alive. So I mean, you know, it's possible though that there were actually other you know, like survivors though of the Uchiha though, because it said Uchiha clan massacre though. I mean, we've known that since we've watched Naruto as kids though. But I mean, there could have been Uchiha outside the village though.
Yeah.
They were ninjas. They were ninjas just like other ninjas, so they could have went on a mission like out of you know, there's a village and stuff like that. Like, you know how Madara was still alive?
Yeah.
He was out of the village. Even though I don't even think I think he was dead around the Uchiha clan massacre time period anyway. But
I think the Uchihas are slowly turning into the Saiyans. Like, there's like Saiyans who they are like off planet, and now there are Uchihas that were off like out of the Leaf Village that were safe from harm. It's kind of like the Saiyans like surviving the explosion on planet Vegeta. But
You know what gets me?
but
If you think about it, the Akatsuki clan are from outer space, which means they are aliens. So Naruto and Sasuke are aliens, Hinata is an alien, everyone's an alien.
so the Otsutsuki's clan is like Frieza's race. And
Ha!
well, now that explains why Apollo 11 never happened.
they got raped by fucking Otsutsuki.
Suzuki killed the motherfucking astronauts that kept coming over.
They devoured their asses and shit.
So what y'all got? What else y'all got to say?
Man.
It's like we're at 11 minutes.
And I just think there's gotta be that nigga Orochimaru. I don't see no other way around it. Or it's just some nigga we never heard of that Naruto met behind the scenes that we never see.
Ain't no way around it. Ain't no way around it. Okay, sorry.
Okay.
Corey?
Well, yeah, I got none of them. I need more details, so I have to look at the next chapter to come up with, go deeper into this.
Just make sure it ain't no basic bitch.
Ha!
Yeah, Kishi, listen to us. If it's Shisui, you have a lot of explaining to do.
I like how Sakura still knocked the fuck out though.
Make it more interesting than it was with like Obito for real.
I like how Kadian looks so much similar to Sarada, but still he says Sakura's the mother. Not my business though.
He might change his mind though, but hopefully.
Yep.
Get forward to the
I mean-
Byakugan.
I mean, Uzumaki pussy's always tired than Haruno pussy, so we already,
okay.
we already know this.
The only hard no pussy that's out there is Sakura and her mom. That's it.
I mean, oh shit. Oh, I forgot.
Yeah.
Fuck you, dude. But alright guys, this has been Yo Ninja Frost for your Shinigami.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say y'all.
Right to your last breath, niggas. Always.
Alright, y'all. Alright, y'all take it easy.